Hey everyone, today we are going to go over the merchant guild, or rather the in-game store, which you use to buy various different items. So first off, we have the limited deals. These deals, most of them reset daily, some of them reset weekly, and I will try to cover every single shop in this game. So in the limited deals, you shouldn't be buying anything. Maybe the skin tokens, and maybe in the early game oracle decrease like 1 to 2 if you are missing few to finish your fully rebate. It's alright to purchase, but never purchase the full amount like I did here, because it gets too expensive and you will never be able to sustain your diamonds. So apart from that, only skin tokens are actually viable if you're someone who is chasing skins and really wants skins for your EVE heroes. It's fine, but not mandatory in my opinion. If you're a beginner that is just starting over, I would suggest purchasing these two favor gift chests, because the faster you get your Valkyries to level 10, the faster you will get some rewards, which some of them include hero copies like Dorabella, or some include the advanced summon tickets, or some include oracle tokens. So early game, like first 5 days, if you're someone who's watching this and just started over, I think will be alright purchasing these first few days and using them on someone like Elune, so you can get a free copy of Elune early game, which will help you with your Valiantors team, assuming you mostly run Valiantors because their synergy is pretty strong in the early game. The rest of the deals I do not suggest buying ever. These are pretty much scammy deals and they are not worth at all. You will obviously want to purchase the summon ticket daily, which you will get from your friends gifting thingy. So this is just obvious purchase, but Flashback Watch is also something a beginner should be purchasing, because if you're someone who's in the first 6 days, you will have a power archive event, which is basically used for getting your heroes, epic heroes, even fodders, to 9 stars. Then you can use the Flashback Watch to reset them, and you can use the fodder on someone else, because even if you do return the fodder, you will still keep the power in the archive, so you are not losing anything but 500 diamonds, which is obviously worth it, because at 200,000 power you will gain the DD selector in the power archive newbie event. And that's about it for the limited deals, and in the mystery shop you will want to purchase these oracle decrees. In my opinion, this is something you should be purchasing for the first 2 months or 3 months even, and shouldn't be skipping it. It's a very cheap DD hero, one for free, one guaranteed, one random, because you only need 60 during the rebate, which guarantees you in the PT in the banner summons one random DD, which also guarantees you 100 oracles, which is basically one DD of your choice, for only about 44,000 diamonds or so, which in my opinion is pretty cheap in the early game, because 44,000 diamonds for Pandora or Dahlia or Elisha is pretty worth it, even Behemoth or later stages. So yeah, as I said, 2 to 3 months you will want to have these turned on in your assistant as a purchase. And apart from that, only select the advanced summons and the relic summons for the money. Money is pretty hard to come by in this game, but eventually, as you can see, you will start running out of things to do with them, so just purchase the advanced summon tickets and the relic or other invoker summons for the money. You will eventually have infinite money, so it doesn't really matter. Now, in the arena shop, purchasing Oracle Decree might not be worth it. I tend to purchase it, and I tend to recommend to players to purchase it, because gear is not relevant in seasonal modes. Gear only works in Arena, Yggdrasil, and any non-seasonal PvP or PvE game mode. It also doesn't impact the dimensional arena, however the DD heroes do. I tend to suggest getting Oracle Decree each week, but other than that you will be pretty much using it to purchase the gear that you need. Never purchase this is an absolute scam, not worth the money. And yeah, you can fully sell your gear for the full value, you're not losing absolutely anything, so just purchase whichever gear that you need and are currently working on, and later you will start working on the tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 badges. So it's a pretty straightforward shop, not much to talk about apart from getting the Oracle Victory summon and never getting the 5-star hero shard. When it comes to the guild shop, you will want to purchase the seasonal shards of the DD hero. So Sir Region and Yushta you will want to purchase at least 5 times out of 8. Because season lasts 8 weeks, you can purchase 80 shards for essentially free. 5 times is the minimal amount, so you can get 50 shards and basically guarantee a free DD hero of the season. I usually go all the 80 shards because there's nothing really better in this shop. If you're a newbie, if you're just starting out, you will want to purchase a Trupus and Merlin copies. That's in my opinion, because Merlin is quite good because Dooms and Monarchs are quite OP, especially if you pair them early game in the Dooms in Yggdrasil, such as Halissa, such as Behemoth, Leviathan, Aphrodite, anyone really. Merlin serves as a really good PvP hero even to the mid game until far better heroes than him, but he's going to be someone you will be using in PvP for a while. So Atropos, as we all know, best hero EV for the PvE in the game by far, and the rest of the heroes are not worth spending on, so only Merlin and Atropos in my opinion. This I used to purchase, I'm not really sure if it's worth it or not, up to you completely. You will need tons of fodder, so maybe it's worth it in the end. Completely optional, up to you, depends on how much of the currency you're earning per week or month. This hammer used to be one of the better relics in the game, now it's quite outdated, so it used to be a mandatory purchase, but now it's not and I'm not gonna suggest it. This chest, there's nothing else to purchase with these coins, so unless they update it someday, I'm saving that for, but I'm not gonna waste the coins on this selector, it's completely worthless. You will never purchase Bastet, you will never purchase Doris, you will never purchase Mastema or Helios. You will purchase Narissa or Audrey if the seasonal hero is worthless or if you're earning enough the blue currency to afford them. You don't even have to purchase all of them, so it's only 10 a week, so you can just spend 2000, which is completely fine, not really expensive. And the EVE, in my opinion, not worth it because you will eventually start swimming in them, they're not hard to come by, so just complete skip. And yeah, that's about it. So the highest priority is the seasonal heroes. Next season someone else will be here, you will want to purchase them at least 5 times, so you can guarantee the copy, but if you can, go all 8 times for the 80 shards. And as I mentioned, if you have access somehow, you will want to purchase Audrey or Narissa, it doesn't really matter. In my opinion, Audrey takes the better priority because she's Monarch and the Glorian, but Narissa is also as good in PvP as Audrey is. They just do very different things, but yeah, Audrey is the first priority, Narissa is the second. And the highest priority obviously goes to the seasonal hero shards. Now in the Celestial shop, I'm not going to mention anything apart from never purchase this. This is a complete scam and a waste of red coins. Never ever purchase this. If you are missing an EV legendary runes, purchase this and then evolve. Do not ever do this. This is a scam. Apart from that, you will only be purchasing this, and occasionally if you need EV, you will get this, and that's really it. It's completely fine to purchase the rune stones, a lot of players need it, so it's worth it. You don't really need other chests in here, unless you're missing some runes, so just pick whichever you want. Mostly it's going to be the protection runes, aka dodge, and that's about it for this shop. As I mentioned, never purchase this, always this, and these 3. Oracle store, not much to mention, follow the beginner's priority list, going Elisha, Dahlia, Pandora, and after that you will have Behemoth and other heroes, so just follow the tier list, or rather the priority list, and that's really about it. In the relic shop, you will eventually start getting these coins by having a legendary relic maxed, and you will then get 1 out of 3 value or something per legendary chest, per legendary shard. I'm not really sure, but once you max out these, you will be able to purchase it, and then you will get 60 of these, so it's whatever shop really. If you're someone who's in this phase, you don't really need a guide about it, but I would summon on the underworld key in your case, or the hammer, because hammer is really good and so is the underworld key. The rest of the relics are pretty niche and mediocre. You can also get judgment blades because they're mandatory in the Abyss crusade for the relics, I think, so yeah. Those 3 pretty much are the only options in here. Now, when it comes to Yggdrasil shop, you will always want to purchase the entire first row. Always first max this out. You will always be in the constant need of the refinement, or I still am. You will always be in the need in the Ascension or 2. I still am. It might not look like it in the early game, but trust me, it starts to get expensive after Ascension 34, and the Golden Ascension or 2 becomes far more needed than the green one. So just trust me on this and always purchase the first row. EV heroes don't matter as much as this does. So after that, once you're done with that, start purchasing EV heroes. You will want Dorabella and Emily. These are the only two heroes that are used later in the game. And after that, Persephone is alright option. Marina and the Loon never worth picking up. Neither is Athena. The fodder is okay if you truly need it, but I never really purchased it, and I wouldn't suggest. I would rather get the EV heroes, as I said, Dorabella, Emily, and then Persephone, and then the rest of the heroes that you're missing to finish to 12 stars to gain their archive power, basically. Now, when it comes to legendary heroes, you will first want to get Lamia, because Lamia tends to be a must-have in the Rift Odyssey, and after Lamia, Eowyn tends to be the hero that supports her. It's not always, it's not every Rift Odyssey that Lamia is needed, so some Rift Odysseys she will be benched, some she will be used, but she's as close as it gets to someone with multiple actions like Pandora, which doesn't deal as much damage because she doesn't scale unless she's paired with Eowyn and a lot of other things, but she's as close as it gets to Pandora, basically. And after that, yeah, if Rift Odyssey is needed for Lamia, you will purchase Lamia. If not, you're free to purchase anyone you really need. This shop is not really updated to have the best heroes in the game. For example, Janna is used in the PvP Avengers, but she truly shines at 11 stars, and her minimal usage is at 8 stars, and when paired with a lot of Avenger Phantoms. You have Althea, Ying, Zheng, and other Avenger Phantoms that you can use along with her. Gin, unfortunately, is a bit outdated, so he's no longer used anywhere really apart from PvP due to seasonal synergy. Talos is actually pretty decent and one of the better Mystifiers, so you can also opt for him if you're running Mystifier Monarchs. Nakaria is a pretty good hero, especially at 7 stars. She can be like a mini Elmer that is reliant on RNG to survive, but she will get the job done eventually, but she's no longer needed because you're basically guaranteed Elmer for free in the early game very fast. Gloria, decent filler, not very much used. Lysandra, same case as Gin. So it's only Eowyn and Lamia and Talos and Janna pretty much. Janna, as I mentioned, PvP only. Lamia, occasional Rift Odyssey. Same goes for Eowyn, and then Talos for Monarch Mystifiers, which is mostly in PvP but can be decent in PvE. When it comes to Abyss Crusade, this shop is actually really good and pretty updated. So you will want to purchase Astrid up to 8 stars, then Althea up to 8 stars. I mean, purchase until the hero reaches 8 stars. Doesn't mean you will want to purchase 3 copies. You will get one Astrid for free somewhere, or Althea, so just purchase them until they're both 8 stars for their ideal usage in both PvP and PvE. Althea is mostly PvP though. And after that you can get Dullahan if he's not somehow 8 stars, but he will be. Talon is as well pretty decent hero. And as for others such as Seraphina, Nyx, Madeline, and Ardina, skip heroes, never purchase them, that's really it. When it comes to Crusade Decree, I do not suggest buying it, maybe 1 to 2 decrees, and that's really about it. Purchasing all doesn't sustain you well. As for the EV heroes, don't purchase anyone, they're absolute trash. Now for the others, this is where it gets pretty interesting because the gear is tempting. A lot of people do tend to buy gear and then sell it for the full value, so you can get faster progress on your gear. That's also completely optional, and I will leave this part to you. Basically, purchase Oracle Decrees if you're missing few. Purchase the Invoker if you're missing few. Don't purchase these tickets, they're not as important. But Invokers and Oracles, in my opinion, take the highest priority. And then you can start doing gear so you can fasten your progress pretty much. As I said, just don't purchase the EV heroes, the rest is all completely fine. As for rank shop, you will want to purchase the legendary relic shards always, all the time. There's Lance, there's the Mao, which is pretty mandatory for the relic crusade. There's other good relics that are pretty important for PvP and PvE, so the legendary chest for the shards of relics, because you will never have enough of them and they're pretty much infinite to get. So yeah, ignore the heroes. As good as some of the heroes are, you will ignore them unless you're missing Ophelia. If you're a beginner, purchase Ophelia if you're missing her. She's too good to be skipped, so if you somehow make the enough currency for Ophelia as a beginner, then purchase her. She's a must-have hero in both PvP and PvE, not as much in PvP as it used to be, but in the early game she will do completely fine. She's one of the best heroes in the game, and I do suggest purchasing her if you do not have a copy or two of her, and then start on relics, and that's about it. The rest of the heroes you're free to skip pretty much. As for the other currency, don't purchase the Awaken Orders. You will have them maxed eventually. What you will not have maxed is the epic souls of the rune purification for DD heroes or any other hero. It's random chest, so just purchase this anytime you can and start rerolling your runes. And yeah, that's really about it for this shop. Skin shop, as I mentioned, just purchase any skin that you want. You can only purchase the EV skin, so Halisa should be the highest priority, then Navi, and then the others. And that's about it really, so yeah, just a pretty simple shop. Beyond shop, you will want to purchase the relics. I think this shop is worth buying the decrease, maybe 5. Same goes for the other world shop. So buying 5 decrease I think should be enough. You really want to stay top 3 in the ranking because you will guarantee the Cerberus shards enough to purchase them fully. So top 3 is enough, and the decrease could help you in that. So if it does, then get them. Otherwise, just focus on the Rift Odyssey pet and then the PvP pet or even Tombs pet. Cerberus, if you do not need it, you will probably need it, and eventually they will add more pets in here, but saving is pretty irrelevant because you are limited to monthly purchase. Now back to the Beyond shop, you will want to purchase the relics that you don't have. As I mentioned, the Tempest Hammer is amazing in PvP. The Ocean Maw is a temporarily in the Relic Abyss Crusade, whatever we call it. So I think Ocean's Maw could be the highest priority from this shop, and then the Underworld Key for the PvP. It's a really amazing relic. And then after that you can work on anything you want, so it doesn't really matter. But I think the Ocean's Maw should be the highest priority, and as well as the Judgment Blades, which doesn't seem to... oh, it's here, okay. So Ocean Maw into Judgment Blades, probably your best pick, and then the Tempest Hammer for PvP. And try to save these coins during, so you only purchase the relics during the Celestial Rush, I think that's the event called. And so you get points for getting the relics. So for the relics it gets week 2 and week 6. You will see when the trials are active, so you will get some points for purchasing the relic. Same goes for the Cerberus pet. I'm saving this for the week 8, so when I purchase it I will get additional points in the event for purchasing the shards. And that's really about it for the shop, so hopefully you have learned what to purchase in every shop, and see you in the next one.